everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again back on the Icon Is podcast. And I am one of your crazy hosts on the show today. This is Barry 3D for Deep Dark Delicious. Hey. And on my side is the man, the myth, the legend, the fable, the one and only
DJ Rod C. How y'all doing?
How you doing, cuz?
I'm good, man. How you do?
You know, I'm good. I said, I mean, you know, we still locked down, still working from home. I'm making the best of it. And we doing all this. And you know what? The positive is I got to catch up. We got to catch up on all this stuff that we started talking about. We wanted to do for a long time. But, you know, all the hustle and bustle has slowed down. So we're able to kind of get this going.
Let's do it.
So I can't complain. I'm in a happy, good space.
Okay, that's a good place to be. Less paperwork. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Less paperwork. You know, that's right, because everything's virtual.
Right.
You know, and not get off topic. Let's get down to it. Right now, here's another one. We're in the month of October. Ooh, ghouls and goblins, spooks and ghosts. Ooh. You know, at one point I was put on a Jerry Curl wig, ran outside, start dancing a Thriller, scare the kids. I'm funky on the dance floor. Oh, I'm funky. And on that, we are going to kick it off, right? And before we got to do it, we got to do our rounds of respects and respect all the people we do. Because I said, as much as it's fun doing this podcast, we have to respect and show some love to the other people out there that are just doing the hustle as much as we are. And we just like, and they've helped us out, you know, small, big, whatever. We don't care. You show us some love, we go show it right back. So first of all, yeah, that's right.
Back at you.
That's right. Backhand it to you. So we go kick it off first and foremost with my boys, the other comedy troupe I roll with, Touch of Grey Comedy. You can find the link down below, and you know, in the featured videos, they have their page. So Touch of Grey Comedy. That is Zulf Ali. And he has his own website. Check him out. Thomas Patrice, he's got his thing on its way. It should be up. And if not, it's coming out soon, you know. So look for that. Whole bunch of YouTube videos coming out with that. He's on TikTok and all that social media madness. And you know, myself, Barry 3D Carter, I'm there. You can find me, and I'll mention my website at the end. And the man who put it all together, you know, Dave Sokolowski. Don't call him David, because that's a no. Unless you bring him coffee.
That's poking the bear.
Oh,
you can get 5 in the eye by the beer.
Oh my God! Let me tell you something. Dave is 6 foot something. Okay, you mess with Dave, he gonna come through you like Hiroshima, you know, and Godzilla got together and had a love child, and Dave coming for you. You better give him some coffee to, you know, soothe the savage man. Let's put it all together for my brother from another mother, Dave Sokolowski. And it's at Touch of Grey Comedy. Look for us. We're online. You know, we've done, you know, we've got season 2 kicking off, and we started off season 2 of the Touch of Grey Comedy. You know, online on YouTube. So big shout out to all those guys. And you've seen Dave on here before, so you'll see Dave on here again. So that's one. Second of all, we got to give a shout out to my man, you know, Jimmy English. You know, I met him through the comedy circuit. Great guy. You know, he's worked, he's retired, he's now hit the comedy scene. He's been at it for a good few years. And he has a podcast himself, and it's called Back to the Balcony. So look for the microphone on the red background. You'll find him. And he's got season 2 going on right now. I've been a guest on there a few times. Love the show. He brings on different comedians and other people of all walks of life. They pick a movie. They have it. They debate it. It's an hour podcast. Enjoy it. Download it. Show some support. Tell him you heard about his podcast on ours. And, you know, let him know that we're sharing the love. So that's another person right there. And then we got to send it out to the man who makes us look so pretty. The one and only Jay Bird. If you want any graphic work done, you need posters done, you need banners done, you need templates done, any of that stuff, you name it. If it's artistic, he can do it. Jay Bird Digital Arts. You'll see his credits at the end of the video. We'll about throw it up here. You know, once again, give him some love. He's really great. You know, and he was on one of our shows. And the beauty is, he's a wrestling fan. Wrestling. We can talk wrestling. Absolutely. And soon, I'm very proud to say that we'll be having my comedy mentor, You know, I was, I don't know if I was the Luke Skywalker to his Ben Kenobi, or
Nice.
you know, Anakin to, I mean, it is Yoda. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not the Anakin, because that means I went dark. I mean, we know I'm physically dark, but you know what I mean. So
Da-da-da.
yeah, coming up, I'm very excited to and be having my buddy Paul Ash. So
Nice.
looking up Paul Ash comedy. He does a show on YouTube, on Facebook, and it does it live every I think it's once every 2 weeks. It's called Battlecom. So it's a nerd game show. Beautiful, funny, live. And so it's online, but he does it live because he uses StreamYard, and you can cast your vote for whatever subject they're talking about and see everyone just at it. It's beautiful madness. So Battlecom. He also does an interview show called They Talk Funny, and he has another one which is called The Love Doctor, where you know he's actually getting a lot of traction with that, giving out relationship advice with other experts on there. So, and then on top of it, he's a stand-up comedian, and I said this is a guy who took me under his wing, and
Nice.
funny as heck. So he'll be on here very soon. So when you're saying
Very
this, you know
soon.
he's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Be soon. Don't worry. He's on his
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
He's making
yeah.
way. He's making his way down.
Oh yeah. If you watch those commercials on TV, you know, if you watch TV and you see commercials on TV, you might have seen him for one of the Bell commercials. He does a character named was it Johnny Plunger or something like that? Johnny Plumber. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, when a guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. It's like, sorry, I can't help you. You've lost your Wi-Fi." It's not you. It's your network. You know, it's one of those Bell commercials. He's on there. He does a lot of stuff. So, anyways, you can catch him, and then yours truly, you can find everything that I'm a part of, what I'm doing on my blog, on my tour dates when I'm out there doing comedy live, all that stuff. You can find that simply at Barry3D.com. Right. And now remember, when I say Barry, it's Barry, not Barry, two different things. So it's BARRY 3D.com, not Blackberry, you know, made by RIM, out of business because everyone had a Blackberry at one point. So yeah, we know. I've said the joke. It's old. I've done it. Okay, here we go. Over to my man, DJ Rod C.
So you
Where
can
can we
find
find
me. You can find me all over the place. I'm all worldwide, baby. Okay, no, you can really definitely find me on Facebook, DJ Rod C page. You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Rod C. You can find me on Twitch, you know, twitch.tv/DJ Rod C. Listen, those are the main places you'll find me. You know, when you hit me up, tell me, holler at me, and just say, that's right, that's right. Say you saw me, say you found me, say you located me through Icatus. I'd be like, that's Icatus person. Icatus person in the house. You know, I'll just give you a shout out.
True that.
But that's all about me. So listen, we're gonna have some good, interesting stuff going on for you right now.
Oh,
As you
hold
can
on.
see.
Hold on. Before we start, we got to talk about what's behind you. I know you want to get to the subject, and I mean, but let's talk on the other side. So I see ROD, and I see the headphones form the C for your DJ Rod C logo, but the O, what's the O is not an O. What's the O, Rod?
Well, the O is, oh my goodness, what is that? It's a QR code. So you have some great, interesting ways. Thanks to modern technology, we can rebuild them. So as you can see right now, if you actually take your camera, take your phone, literally take your phone right up to it right now, you'll see it'll bring you to a wonderful page. We can find all my links and everything like that. You know, SoundCloud and everything. You know, you can find everything with me. So that is an easy and quick way. Don't worry, we're getting everything set up. This is just a tester in a sense. Let's say, hey, let's see how it works out. Looks nice. I popped it on. So we're gonna get Barry up and running shortly. So don't you worry. It's coming just down the pipeline. But hey, this is the quick way to find me as well. So I can be saying everything, and just in case I might forget one or two things,
Scan the code.
Scan the code.
Scan the code. You get all his media. Scan all the code. You'll get the media.
You know what? I think I like that. I'm gonna have to hold on. Thank you. Great idea. Bubbling in my head. Ha ha ha, sucker. Ha ha ha, sucker.
We don't stop creating. It goes on. The beat goes on. Right on. But you were kicking it off. So kick it off for us, man. Who are we dealing with today?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are dealing with the mystical connection. Again, we're in the month of October. This is what we're talking about, and what we're going to be talking about this gentleman here. Now, you may look at him and just say, Who's that? What was that werewolf? Was that a wolf? This is a wolf man? It's a man wolf.
Wow.
This is
Yo
what.
say. Yo
So
say.
basically,
Yo
we're going to be
say.
talking about this particular character straight out of Marvel, and Man Wolf. Listen, he's a very interesting cat. Cat. Did I just say that? Oh my goodness! Right off the dome. So anyway, listen. I don't know why it's too early for me to have coffee. Or it's too late for coffee. I don't know. Something's gonna weird up. Like, see, I'm not poking the bear. That's why I give all the coffee to Dave. Dave, not id. Dave. I love my life. Thank you. All
Thank
right,
you.
cool. So what we're going to talk about is our boy Man Wolf. So
Right.
we got some interesting stories of interesting tidbits and like I didn't know. So you know what? As usual, I'm going to hand it back to Barry. Barry, break us off. Tell us, break us into the world of Man.
Man Wolf, classic character in the Marvel universe. Very small. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. But you're going to learn today. All right, all right. That's right. From the House of Ideas, Marvel. Here we go. Stan Lee used to like to say "Nuff said." Well, we gonna say "Nuff said" at the end of this one in honor of Stan Lee, and Excelsior started. So here we go. Man Wolf. First of all, people, you've already seen him. You know, that's right. You've seen him, but you didn't know you saw him. He's been around. And he's already in. This is the beauty of it. This is why we're talking about this character, because he's already in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Stop your talking. Stop your chat. Stop your chat.
It's
Stop
true.
it.
It's
Who
true.
can-
It's damn true. Right? This guy has been around for a while. So first of all, how do you figure, Barry? Well, okay, I'm gonna be looking, so my head might turn at times. I'm reading notes all over the place. So his father, very
Mhm.
famous man,
No.
already in the cinematic universe.
No
Played,
way. Can't
portrayed.
be. No way. No way.
Been there, done
Ooh.
that. His dad is the one and only J. Jonah Jameson.
My great Scott. That's the wrong guy, but still, holy Toledo Batman. What are you talking about? That's another comic book. Dang on everything but the wrong universe. But we know who we're talking about.
Right.
Andrew JJJ.
JJJ, the one that hates on Spider-Man, the man who runs the Daily Bugle, the one that goes after him all the time, that creepy wall crawler. It's like, who's on line one? It's your wife. Hang up. Okay, call her back again. Look, that J Jonah Jameson, that's his dad. Now, if you watch the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, you've seen him because you see J. Jonah Jameson, and then he's talking about his wife where he hangs up, calls her back. Okay, no, we're not doing the James. That's his wife. Therefore, mom and dad are in the universe. That's their son who showed up in the second Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 2, right? And in that movie, they had an astronaut where J. Jonah Jameson was saying, "Oh yeah, my son, the astronaut, John Jameson." Boom. What? Heck yeah. So he was already in the Marvel universe. His story was very similar, So he was played by Daniel Gills.
Daniel Gills. Yep.
That's right. Daniel Gills, who played, and if you remember it, he was the one that was dating Mary Jane, when Parker couldn't just step up to the plate. He went to see her at the play, and he had the flowers, and he had us on his little moped. He had the accident saved. It got there a little bit too late. She thought Peter didn't show up. He's watching from across the street, and then she came out with the astronaut, and he was just sitting there like Orange Juice Jones. I saw you and him walking down the street. Boom, boom. They were holding hand in hand. Okay, I don't know the rest of the song. I mean, I know the beat, but yeah, you don't know Orange Juice or Orange Juice Jones. Look it up.
Look it up.
Bring it back, old school. Look it up. And for all those that know, we gonna dance. So that's when this character came in, and very reminiscent. Yes, he was an astronaut. J. Jonah Jameson was very proud that his son, the astronaut, was working for NASA. His son, that's my boy. That's my boy. That's my boy right there.
Parker, I need pictures. Parker, where's that damn boy, Parker? I need pictures of my son.
That's right. Get pictures of a real hero, not that Spider-Man trash you bring me all the time. Get pictures of this real hero. He's an astronaut. And in that, he would go into space. Obviously, he's an astronaut. That's his job. How cool is that? Right? He's not a pilot. Right? Hal Jordan is a pilot. This boy's an astronaut. He took it a step further.
Yippee!
And that's when he made his first appearance. So his first appearance in the comic books was in Amazing Spider-Man #1, but not as Man-Wolf. He came in as John Jameson. So it was, he made his cameo that back then, and that was all the way back. Holy crap, 1963.
Just a little while back, just to say.
Even I wasn't a twinkle in my dad's eye. So yeah, exactly. Right? We didn't know where the universe was going to go. So he came out. That's when he was created. He goes off into space, and he does a couple of missions. So his first mission, he goes up there. Okay, comes back down. And while he was going up, there's an issue with the guidance controller. So it was kind of the braking. The spaceship was not going. The rocket was not going to go off properly. Mm-hmm. Peter Parker's taking pictures there. What's Peter Parker going to do? With great power comes great responsibility. Spider-Man, never ever a spider can. He goes to save the day. He goes through NASA as Spider-Man, runs past the guards, saves the day, right? And what happens? J. Jonah Jameson. See that Spider-Man trying to hog the spotlight? He sabotaged the rocket on purpose just to give himself the spotlight. Well, Mr. Jameson is not that way. Shut up, Parker. Bring me my pictures.
Oh, so true. Oh, so true.
Slandered. So that's what it came down to. That's that storyline, right? Boom! You can't. Poor Peter. Poor Parker. He should have been more. Peter Parker, like Spider-Ham, whatever. Different character, different universe. So he goes up there, comes back, right? And then they decide to send him on a secret mission to the moon. Because, back in the 60s, what was America trying to do? Get to the moon before the Russians. There was the great space race that was going on in real life. Yeah, not even in comic books. In real life, it was the great space race, So the whole thing was USA had to get to the moon before those Russians and China. They had to beat them. That's what all these nations were kind of going into because no one wanted to get, Anyways, so that's real history. Look it up, So it kind of parlays in comics because that's the beauty about Marvel. Marvel takes a lot of real things that can happen and they try to tweak it to fit in their universe, but they base it off of realism. This is what I like. So he goes to the moon, secret mission to go there. And while he's there, he's collecting these moon rocks and gems and all that. And he sees this one red gem. And he's like, oh, that's kind of sweet. He turns around, picks it up, comes back to Earth, right? While he's at NASA, he turns around and talks to somebody saying, hey, man, I know I brought back some rocks, but can I get the red one? It was like an M&M's, right? Get the red one last, right? Eat the red ones last. So he got that red gem, and he's like, "This is sweet. I'm gonna bling this out." He was doing rap. He was doing rapper moves, baller moves before the word baller existed, because he went to the moon and got a red gem, came back and put it on a chain, and started walking down.
Hey, baby, how you doing? I'm an astronaut.
I'm an astronaut.
See, check this out. I got it from the moon, baby.
Right? Like, how cool is that? Because remember, during the space race, astronauts got some cool perks. I mean, first of all, women, oh my God, you're an astronaut? That was it. You were the cowboy of outer space. You were inside a cylinder tube and you went to another planet. That was the cool factor then. So he's got that. And then, if you remember the first astronauts, if you look up your history, all astronauts drove Corvettes. Why? How? Because they gave them, the Corvettes for $1. And I'm not even making this up. Mm-hmm. If you look up to the first astronauts when they came back, right? They went up there and they came down and it's like, hey man, you guys are really cool. You know what? We can't give you a car, but we can sell a car to you. And if you drive it, you're astronauts. It looks good on us. It looks good on you. It's a cool car. How would you like to have a Corvette? And
yo, great. How much is it? How much is it? Do I get at least a discount or something like that?
Oh, discount. Oh, sir, we'll sell it to you for $1.
Did you just say $1?
$1. dollar.
What was it? None of these?
Yep. $1. See, in Canada right now, we have the loonie. This is pre-loonie when the dollar was still paper. They literally sold, if you were an astronaut, you can buy a Corvette for $1. That was the deal. And then what happened? People would see the astronaut. I mean, you were a hero. So keep in frame of mind how cool factor that this guy has, right? His dad owns a newspaper. His dad has his own business. I mean, when newspapers were a big thing, there was no Google and Bing and, and Yahoo. No, it was whatever Planet, whatever Gazette, whatever Bugle, whatever Star. Those were the papers, right? Those were the papers. You know what I mean? Sorry. And for everyone back in Montreal, for the roots, it was a journal. So there was, la presse. So that's what I'm talking about. There was a paper. That's how, if it wasn't the, 6 o'clock news, 11 o'clock news, it was the newspaper. And that's how a lot of people back then got their information. So we were a little bit delayed because it was print and all. Yeah, but it was print. Print was a huge thing. And I think right now the print, it might be dated. So his dad owns a newspaper. Mom got money. Dad's got money. Even though he acts cheap, J. Jonah Jameson got buku bucks. And then his son's an astronaut.
There's money right there.
Money right there. And then he can buy a Corvette. He went to space. He's coming back now with a gem from the moon. And he bought a car. You could get a car for $1. I'm not saying he drove a Corvette. I'm just trying to give you the context of what you're seeing. So if you saw him coming down the street, if we had to put it in today's terms, ballin'.
So true.
Well,
so
come
true.
on. You're going to look at, everyone going to look around and say, yo, man, where'd you get that gem from? The moon. Okay, no, sorry, player. Stop playing, man. Where'd you get it from? What store? Who's your jeweler? The moon.
The moon, baby.
I'm John Jameson. Baby. I flew to the moon.
Yeah,
I saw the gem. I picked it up. I brought it back. Found my jeweler.
Baby.
He put it on the chain. And here I am now strutting.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Jokes.
Right? So I know it's a lot. So that's, now I've set it up for you. So he goes to the moon, he comes back. And when he comes back, something starts happening. He realizes he's out one night. It's a full moon. And he's kind of getting a weird feeling. And he ends up transforming into like a werewolf. Like he's all white. It's a white fur werewolf. So, he's gotten physically bigger, stronger. But, oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I jumped a step. My apology. I'm so happy to get to this. I jumped a step. Let's hold that thought. Hold the rhythm. Rewind. So he goes to the moon, gets the gem. I think he has a gem at this point. So now, see, this is what happened with my handwriting. It's so bad I can't even read it. So he goes there, he comes back, and he's got the gem, and he's starting to get bigger and stronger. So he's physically stronger, he's physically faster, he's a little bit bigger. And Tony Stark had to make a suit, the Jupiter suit. And the suit is, looks like a space suit, but it's yellow, green, and it's supposed to help him, with his strength because he had no control. I mean, he can hold someone and snap someone's hand. So this suit was to help regulate his strength, to make it harder for him to move so he can pick up things more gently, give that resistance, and had other properties to it. So that was phase one. Now, when it comes down to the suit, we've seen the suit. We've seen the storyline. If you watched the cartoon, The Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man. If you watch The Amazing Spider-Man, they have J. Jonah Jameson in there. Sorry, they have, he's in there, obviously. They have John Jameson in there. And there's this part where his son goes to the moon, comes back, and he's been hit with radiation. He's getting stronger. He still gets the suit. It's not by Tony Stark that makes it, though. He still gets that same suit, same color scheme, same look from the original comic book. Almost very, very, very little difference it's done. Right. And J. Jonah is like, well, you got the suit, you got the strength, you know what you should do? Stop Spider-Man. And Spider-Man was trying to stop these criminals robbing a bank, but it looked like Spider-Man was robbing the bank. So it was a misunderstanding. So, you know, John takes off after Spider-Man and a big fight breaks out between the two of them. You know, pow, 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 you know, things settle, they go their own ways. That's it, you know. But it was called the Jupiter suit, and that made its appearance. Hold up. I'm checking my notes, you know. So that had to be, yes, Amazing Spider-Man 124, 1973. So 10 years after his initial appearance, roughly about 10 years after his initial appearance is when they brought him back in. And that's when he had the Jupiter suit, you know, and had to deal with Spider-Man. And I just want to make sure I got my notes right. Oh, yeah, sorry. So it wasn't even the gem at this point. It was an unknown virus that he had that increased his strength to superhuman levels. So this guy was just destined to be, you know, you playing with fire. Now, let's go where we jumped off. So, you know, he goes through, they're able to cure him, right? Get that out of his system. He's back to being a normal person. Then he goes to the moon another time, secret mission, boom, picks up the gem, comes back, balling. Here we are, gem on his neck. Doesn't know it. First time, full moon, he turns into a werewolf. But when he turns into it, you know, he has no control. He loses all control. His human mind is totally gone. He's just a savage. His clothes are ripped, tattered. He's just attacking anyone that's close by. He ends up fighting Spider-Man a couple times. Spider-Man sees him. Spider-Man goes, sees some, you know, you see some werewolf creature running around. You will get in there and start kind of going.
I gotta save my neighborhood. I'm the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. It's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, not friendly neighborhood, you know, man wolf. Right. And that's how he got the name, right? So, and just checking the notes. So much, and I don't want to miss nothing because I'm very excited about this character, and that's the beauty of it. So, yeah.
So basically, but you know what? I'll keep going. So basically, let me just see. You know, I'll catch back in. But anyway, so the gem was basically activated by the moonlight, and like you said, he turned into that. So the whole scenario is that he now has, you know, the ability to metamorph into a man wolf. Like you said, got no recollection, got no knowledge. He's basically like man head out, wolf head in.
Yes.
That's really what it is. So
yes.
I mean, yeah, go on. There you go.
All right.
Okay. Segue guy. I'm the segue guy.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Right. This is why we do this together. Much love. So when he gets into a fight with Spider-Man inadvertently sees a gem in his neck, doesn't know. Spider-Man grabs him, how the fight goes. Spider-Man goes one way, Man Wolf goes the other way. Spider-Man pulls the gem out of his throat because the gem fused. That's what happened. When he got that gem and he put it on the chain, it fused to his skin, to his neck, so he could never take it off. So he was like, okay, this is weird. But he didn't know that. And then when he turned into Man Wolf, so during a full moon for 3 days, he's Man Wolf. When he fought Spider-Man, he's running around, you know, bucking out and whatever case be going on. And Spider-Man rips off the gem out of his throat, causing him now to revert back to his human self. But because, you know, you rip something out of someone's throat, they had to send him to the hospital. But it cured him. Spider-Man took the gem because then Spider-Man, you know, Peter Parker, even though he talk a lot, like myself, he's smart, like myself. But what he did was he threw the gem in the Hudson River.
Was that really smart?
No. See, this is why they got that thing there, damage control, that other comic damage control. That's a different story, right? So he throws, because they had to clean up the mess after all these heroes do all this stuff. So he throws it in the river. That's it. You know, John goes to the hospital. After time, his throat heals, his voice comes back. He's back to normal. He's got away from the curse. He's super happy about that. He's living life once again. And he's like, well, I still have my Corvette. So you still got the astronaut money. Daddy got money, and he's happy. Then Morbius, the living vampire, comes into the situation, knows about the whole man wolf thing, and he's trying to cure himself from his affliction, finds the gem in the Hudson River. Finds the gem, gets it back to John.
Well,
And
Johnny
once,
boy, come
yeah,
here for a second.
he's
I
like,
got something for you. Juck him in his windpipe.
juke him in the windpipe.
Windpipe. I think you left this. Let me put it back for you. Right, choke back.
Here's Johnny. Right. So give him back the gem, put it on him. He turns back into Man-Wolf, and then Morbius was trying to control him to see, to use against him to see what it can be done to figure out how he can maybe use that curse to cure himself. That's how Morbius came into it. Once again, his back, spectacular Spider-Man. He shows back up, fight breakout. It's a 3-way brawl, like a an AEW match. I'm up to my stuff. And they go at it, and then at one point, the two of them kind of somewhat inadvertently team up. And I mean, Spider-Man and Man-Wolf beat Morbius gone. And then, once again, they bombast my man with some radiation or whatever to kind of, is at this point they get him with radiation. Oh no, they take him to S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what it is. S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up. So Nick Fury shows up and is like, hey, I know you did some stuff. You're under arrest. Because keep in mind, he can't be Man-Wolf without a full moon. So they take him back to S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters back in Georgia. My man Nick Fury show up and said, hey, here's the deal. You do something for us, and we forget what's on the other hand. If you do what we have here on this piece of paper in this hand, we make whatever is in this piece of paper on the other hand, like charges, go away. So he says, we need you to go to space for a secret mission to the moon. First you got to hit a space station up in orbit, and then from there onto the moon, because there's one of our communication satellites is down. You do that, we call it fair, we call it even, that's it. So John's like, well, it's either that or have to serve out the sentence. Okay, I'll take it. Back in the rocket ship he goes. When he gets onto the spaceship, he gets up to the satellite, and he meets 3 aliens that are on the satellite. This is why the communication went off. And these aliens got a funky name, and hold on, sorry. And during this time, I mean, he ended up fighting the original hate monger. So who we saw there in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but the original one. No, that's Flag Smasher. Hate monger, someone else. My bad. Hate monger is a different character, right? So he meets hate monger, turns around, and he meets these 3 aliens. So one of them named Garth, simple name. Other one's named Lambert, and the other one is named Gorjun.
Sure, why not? We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Sure, sounds good. Yeah. And they turn around and they explain to him, as like, hey, we were looking for you because you have the power that can help save our people. We came from another dimension, and and we came through a portal that's back on the moon, and you have the power of the Star God. And he's like, what's this power? What are you talking about? And it's like the Star God. So the Man-Wolf. So what it's been is he picked up the gem, and the gem acts like a receiver. So the radiation, the light that comes from the moon, even though it had to travel so far, the further it travels, the weaker it got. So all it was able to do to John was turn him into the physical form of their Star God, which is like a werewolf, Man-Wolf. But because the signal was so weak, it just transformed the body, but didn't help him with the mind. Ratted. So they explain that to him, and they say, hey, we need the power of the Star God to help free our people from this tyrant that's got us all under, like a dictator has us over there. And John has a sense of good about him. And so John's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to fix the satellite and let's just go. So they take off back to the moon. They end up crash landing on the moon. They close to the portal. They walk through the portal, and behold, when they walk through the portal, John turns back into Man-Wolf, but he has his full mind, full control. He knows exactly who he is. He can speak. He's Man-Wolf 24/7. They give him some cool armor, once again in the yellow and green color scheme. So it's like a chainmail, with his arms exposed, and then it's almost like a bikini thing. You know how they do it. It's the legs exposed, and he's got like some boots, but then the toes are exposed, and he's got like a sword, and he's got like so it looks like he's about to go medieval on somebody. And he gets over there and he helps free that world, because now that he's at the source of where his powers came from, because keep in mind, his powers came from another dimension through a portal, and they had to go from the moon all the way to Earth. So of course, it's like they live in a 5G world, but by the time it got to him, it was dial up.
Come on. Don't answer the phone. Don't pick up the phone.
Don't pick up the phone. So that's how it came out to be, right? And he does the whole battle, and they win. Finally, John's like, okay, I'm just gonna go back to Earth. You guys are good now. I'm gonna go home. And then he used the power of the gem, and if you look behind Rod, you see there's a cool picture. For anyone that's watching this on the video, there's a cool picture of Man-Wolf. And if you look around the throat area, there's a red gem that's on it, like a red glowing mark. That's not his eyes, that's that gem. So he uses the power of that gem, teleports back to Earth. Everything is good. Zim zim zalabim. Everything is good. He's back. Everyone's happy. And then he still has the gem in him. But what happens is now the gem it doesn't have its power, so it's kind of turned toxic. So it's still embedded in his skin. It's kind of growing like an organism. It's slowly killing him. So, once again, spectacular Spider-Man. He shows back up, teams up with Kurt Connors, so the human identity of the Lizard, and saying, okay, this is what we got to do. And they make this radiation thing, because everything in the Marvel universe is always about radiation. And they bombard him with it. The gem falls apart, breaks apart. That's it. Gem gone. He's fully cured. No more curse of the Man-Wolf. He is free. But man need a job. After all this, he's done being an astronaut. He's had his outer space adventures. He's had outer space to the full. He's out. Deuces. He done with Nick Fury and all that. He out. So he turns around and he ends up with a cool job. After all this, he gets a job working with the Avengers as Captain America's personal pilot. That's just, and we're not even done all his story arc. That's how we're going to take it that far. Okay. So he's been in the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon. Seen him. He was in Spider-Man 2. Seen him. Right? There's no need for us to cast this guy because he's already there. And I like to say that, he is Canadian. Living in the States. Born in Winnipeg. I don't mean the character. I'm talking the actor that played him. Right? Born in Winnipeg. Right on. So, first of all, the casting on this character is great. What he needs to do is talk to his agent and have his agent call the mouse and say, at Disney Plus, let's do something. Give me the voice work. Do an animated movie. Do an animated series. Do once again, I like to call the mini series live action.
Yeah.
And the ties. Now, the only thing is, it's going to get a little bit gluey because Spider-Man and some of the properties are owned by Sony, even though you see Spider-Man finally showing up in Marvel, so they have to work out that deal, right? But let's put it this way. Look at all the people he's touched on so far, and we're not even done, the rest of them. So he's touched on with Spider-Man.
Right.
There's a Morbius movie that is coming out. It just got delayed. Right. Already done. Right. Okay, so he deals with Morbius. All right. Mm-hmm. In certain things, depending what you watch him in, if you even watch the original Spider-Man cartoon, you realize that he was the one flying the shuttle, if I'm correct. I believe I'm more right than wrong, that brought back the symbiont, Venom. The original Spider-Man cartoon, not the old school one from the 60s, but
No, yeah, I know which one you're looking at.
Yeah, see, I have to
or you might be even talking about the when did they do that one? When Spider-Man went to another alternate universe. That was
Spider-Man Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man. Spider-Man. That would have been it, because that's how the symbiote went over, and that's why at least when he was on that side, he had his human. He was there more of he had a techno suit. Not techno suit, but he was more of like a vigilante type of fighter.
Yes. Freedom fighter.
Freedom fighter. Thank you. Every word but the right word. That's exactly it. So he was there. So again, beautiful add-on. So there's enough points that you can even honestly even on that point you can even just say, well, you're right. You still need Sony. We need still Spider-Man.
Yeah, see, here's the thing, right? So he's already showed
Yeah.
up in the Spider-Man universe, right? For Sony,
Yeah.
right? With
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire. Okay, he's there. He's already in the cartoons. He's been in the cartoons multiple times. He's
Yeah.
there. He just hasn't been Man-Wolf in any of those ones yet, right?
Right.
And then you got Morbius coming in. Okay, they're Venom. Okay, maybe not how they did Venom now, but in the comic book you can still touch on him. That's how they explain that connection. Okay. And then Captain America. He was Captain America's personal pilot, which means he worked at, and his office was at the Avengers Mansion.
Yes.
Right? He didn't work at an airplane. No, he worked at Avengers Mansion. And the only reason he left the Avengers is because Captain America was dating this other girl called Diamondback, and he was starting to have feelings for her. He didn't want to betray Captain America or her, so he took himself out the picture. Gone. And I mean, and I know I missed parts. I mean, we didn't talk about his fiance and all that, but that's fine. I'm just getting down to the really root of this character. Right. So he starts off as like a werewolf kind of thing, running around savagely kind of thing. It's almost like the Hulk kind of thing, right? Hulk smash, Hulk run around, but then he ends up doing good. So you can play into that. And then he ends up in another universe and saves people. He's the star god and had a great run. There was a good couple of issues that they did with that on his own. It was like what was it? Amazing Fantasy. Oh, sorry. So he's Man-Wolf, and then he was also in Amazing Fantasy number 18, chronologically, and it went on that way. So Amazing Fantasy 18, and you get the rest of those books. You'll catch the Man-Wolf run, where he goes through. He's at the other universe and doing what he needs to do. Come on, son.
Yeah.
So and I mean, if you look further, so he's with the Avengers, and even in the Avengers, his nickname is Skywolf. When he's Captain America's pilot, his name is Skywolf. That's his call sign.
Here we go. No, but that's it. So, you know what? You're right. Listen, there's enough path. There's enough connection, entanglement that you can definitely pull him in, and you can actually do, like you said, do an animated series, an animated movie, or anything in that regard. He just got to do the voiceover for it, and Daniel's good from there. You know what? I even checked. Like, you know what? If you want to say, there's a second person in actually John Jameson came out in actually a small little cameo appearance in Venom.
That's right.
Small,
yeah.
But but the other one definitely, Spider-Man 2 had more, at least a little bit more portrayal on that. Yes. But again, it's just showing that this character, someone has thought to bring him in somewhere, and he made it in. So, listen.
Absolutely.
So,
how can you not?
You cannot. You can't. Listen. It's coming down the pipeline that now this information is a little bit old, but I don't know if you saw B, but they shared that somewhere that they were planning. Sony was actually is thinking about it. Is actually thinking about doing a Man-Wolf film. So that was supposed to, that conversation came out from March of last year for 2020. Okay. But at least is on the Sony's table. So it's somewhere on there they're looking at. So again,
you just got to go through the paperwork and find where it was. It's like, where'd I put that post-it? Where'd I put that poster?
Exactly.
Here it is.
Exactly. So it just means that we're not the only ones who are thinking about this, and this is just to show that's what we're asking somewhere in the higher up to take the initiative, and they can see there's some meat behind this story.
It's in the dome. Well, that's it. So hold on. Now I know what kind of story I would like to see. What story would you like to see? Like roughly, how would you like to see it play out?
Well, I definitely want it to be, definitely going with the storyline of the Moon Rock, and basically bringing Man-Wolf to life. So I want to go with that aspect of the storyline. And there's enough in there that we can definitely make that as a base, and then sometimes the storyline people, they try to, veer off the storyline, whatever the case would be. But
Source material.
source material. But the good thing about it, we can now start to develop the mystical type of side of Sony, Disney, whoever's going to take
Yeah.
point on it.
Yeah.
Again, these are basically attributes that has not been or slowly being developed.
Right.
This is a great one to add on. This is another brick, another layer to add on. That we can start talking about the mystical part of it. Another brick, another layer, and just put it on right there. So that's where I want to. That's why I love to see it. Because if they can get that going, it can easily go into the Star God storyline.
Yes.
Then you can, and then again you can stop it there or just continue from there. Let's just say you changed it up that he was able to keep the power and came back. He didn't have any type of affliction and he didn't, it didn't die out and then it became afflicted to him. Let's just say he actually had the ability that while he was there, they gave him something that say, you know what, with this will channel it like it's the other side. This is Marvel, so we're going to DC, but the Zeta rays. So at least you can channel it, so you can it'll be consistent with him. So he wouldn't be as far away from the portal. He won't lose his mind. Who knows?
Yes.
There's ways you can write it out.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look, he's and what I like is the appeal is he's a crossover character. So I agree with you 100%. I believe that, yes, give him the outer space adventure, show how he gets it. Maybe bring in the Jupiter, make some mention to, but definitely got to show the man wolf thing. Got to show him kind of man wolf,
right.
And then getting called to the other side. And it was going to the other realm. That's what it's called. Go to the other realm, with Lambert and Garth and Gorgon and, go there, have that series of adventures in the other realm, and it might not be a long thing. But I could see this being done as either a nice movie or, a Disney Plus,
a
mini series, mini movie, you know what I mean? Look, they got the money. They put all that money into the special effects when they did to Loki. Holy crap.
Right.
That was pure special effects. So they can do it. They can build this whole other realm and go for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And they already have the actor for it. Like he's already cast and he looks good. Like I can see he looks like, oh yeah, I believe you're an astronaut. He's got the chiseled chin. Yeah, I believe you're an astronaut. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got that, Yeah. And this one will go push more. Why? Because he's Canadian. I am Canadian. Maple syrup and poutine. Right on. So not maple syrup on poutine, but I'm sure you can definitely find it.
I'm sure.
Don't tell my doctor.
I'll be right back.
And that's why I think the beauty of this whole character is that he's got, and I mean, it goes on because when he leaves the Avengers, he becomes, I guess, like, I want to say a warden or a security guard over at Ravencroft, which is the, the super villain prison.
Yep.
So he's there during Civil War. He dates She-Hulk at one point. Him and She-Hulk start dating.
For an item. Yes. So This is the show. There's enough. James Jameson the third.
Yes.
Is not an unknown character.
No.
He is someone who he may not be the first character. He may not be a second one, but he's definitely like a third that you can say, like, you know what? I see him over someone's shoulder. Yeah, I know who you are. I get back to my storyline, whatever the case would be. Or like, if you're having, talking in a dinner, like saying, is that JJ Jr.? JJ, what's up? All right, cool, no problem. Yeah. You'll recognize him. At least you'll give him a head nod, like, what's up, bro?
What's up?
What's up? Yeah.
Right. And they can go through, and depending how they want to do it, they can do a version of the Midnight Suns. So the Midnight Suns was like Blade, Ghost Rider, well, and even then it wasn't even the original Ghost Rider. So Johnny Blaze was there, but the spirit of Xanthros moved on to Dan Keach. So he was the new Ghost Rider. So he was the second Ghost Rider. But they were the Midnight Suns, and I think Doctor Strange was part of it, and all the mystical guys were around, but they were the heavy hitters there. And you can even come on. And then Blade went after Morbius. Okay. So Blade can say, well, you're a vampire, you're a werewolf. I'm not a werewolf. That there already creates the conflict and the misunderstanding, and then why they would team up on something, and that's on Earth. But you go to the other realm and let them go full rickshaw on everybody. That's my new word, rickshaw. You go. Do it. So
It can work. It can work.
It works. It works. It's right. It's right there. And the beauty is, let's put it away. And I mentioned Blade for a reason. When the whole cinematic universe started with Marvel, and I'm not talking TV. I'm talking cinematic universe started with Marvel. The first really Marvel movie you went to see in the cinema that really kicked it off. I'm not saying there weren't other ones before, but they really kicked it off was Blade. And Blade was a D-list character. If you look at Blade's original origin, you know, like how they drew him, he didn't look cool. He didn't look cool at all. His color scheme was green and brown, and he had like little spikes on a leather strap going across his chest. He wasn't really cool looking, you know. Everything though that they did, like, you know, the text of Blade's origin,
right,
in the first Blade movie was like almost copy paste from the comic book, from his origin story. It was a copy paste. They just made it more modern times. Of course, there's some changes there, right? And then the look was aesthetically pleasing. Like Wesley Snipes came out there and says, okay, this is what the character looks like. No, first of all, he's gonna dress in all black. I will shave the side of my head. We'll put some tattoos on the side of my head. I got my cool glasses. I'm gonna put on, you know, I got the trench coat, and with a trench coat, it's gonna have a hole in the back of the trench coat that holds my sword. Ooh, so he doesn't have little blades that he uses. He's using a sword. And then, you know, Wesley Snipes brings his martial art repertoire to the character to make the fight scenes that much more fun, like visually pleasing. You know, it's always fun to see a guy go, you know, kick, roundhouse, jump, you know, than to just a punch and a toss, you know. So Wesley Snipes really was, in my opinion, the grandfather leading into the possibility of what Marvel could do. Because Wesley Snipes went in with his studio and he was, well, man, I want to do one or two characters. I want to do either Black Panther or Blade. And Marvel went, oh, Black Panther's on a higher tier than Blade. So we have special plans for Black Panther. We're not sure what we want to do, but Black Panther, but you want to do Blade? Really? Blade? That's a character. Yeah, take him. And Wesley Snipes went, okay, you didn't want to give me Black Panther, but I'll take Blade. All right, I'll do something with Blade. And then, did the first Blade movie, made buku bucks. People went and saw this movie not even realizing Blade was a comic book movie.
Right.
I know people in there. When I went and saw it in the theater, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. You know, Blade from Marvel Universe, like, you know. And there was people sitting beside me, and I remember I was in there with my girlfriend. And I was like, oh yeah, man, Blade from the Marvel Universe. This is cool. And she's like, Marvel Universe. And then people beside me was like, what do you mean Marvel Universe? Marvel, isn't that a comic book? I'm like, yeah. I was like, where do you think he came from? They're like, oh, no, man, he's a original idea, cool concept. This is Wesley Snipes did great. I'm like, yeah, from a comic book. And I remember I go, I'll tell the guy after. And the guy, you know, he was sitting beside me with a couple of friends. And when we walked out after, he goes, you said it was a comic book movie. What comic book movie? I go, Marvel. I go, didn't you see the credits at the end where it said Marvel at the end? That's really, really small? He goes, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm like, he was in Spider-Man. He's in a Spider-Man comic book. Go and learn your history. You know, the guy wrote it down. He's like, okay, I'm going to go and check that out. And I'm sure, you know, I know, of course I was right. And then the second Blade movie came out. What happened? First one, you saw Marvel at the very end. Yeah, it's like, here's all the credits. Wesley Snipes, this person, that person. This is a Marvel production. Second movie, Marvel had their splash logo at the very beginning. Hi, this is Marvel. Welcome to Blade 2. So that being said, if you can take a character that they didn't give much stock in, and he opened the door, that character opened the door to what we have now, to Marvel having its own studios, to Marvel now being so lucrative that Disney bought them and they're making even more money. Okay. First of all, Disney, you need to cut a check for Wesley Snipes.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I'm just realizing now that this could be a beautiful, because I think I've heard that they wanted to try to see if they can bring back Blade. If not, they should try to bring back Blade into the Marvel Universe right now.
Well, he's already cast.
Sorry, that's right. Yes. He's already cast. Sorry.
What you're thinking of is bringing back Wesley Snipes, right? Bringing back Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
So they're talking about it, and you know, the new Blade movie, we'll see how that plays out. Fingers crossed. I mean, nice to see the passing of the torch. But the whole point is, if you could take Blade, who they wrote as it's not Spider-Man, it's not the X-Men, it's not Fantastic Four, it's not the Avengers, you know, he's a D-list character. And if Blade as a D-list character could open this door that people are now, they're even redoing Blade now again,
Right.
then you can do the same thing with Man-Wolf.
Yeah, easily. And this is the part I was saying, that with Blade being in there, you can add him on, just just like you say, I'm opening the door, you can come right in right after, without a hesitation.
Well, hesitation. Look, you really got Ghost Rider in there, right? And you got the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider in there, and they jumped to the most latest one there, and I can't remember his name, where he drives the Dodge Charger.
Right.
He's Latino, and he was an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he was cast perfectly. And wow. So you got the mystic stuff happening in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
Man-Wolf can come right in, and you already cast him, so there's no need to recast him. Do not recast him, Marvel. Just give that man a job. Just call him back. Call his agent.
Call him back. There you go.
That's it. Simple as that. Start to slowly introduce him, and you'll see how cool he is, and how because he'll take it in a totally different direction. And because first of all, we know the Marvel universe, a lot of the heroes live in New York. Okay, fine. I've said this before, but there's other heroes. There's Alpha Flight in Canada, right? And
right.
We've covered, Russia. And so right now let's take it. And you're touching multiverse of madness and all that stuff with Doctor Strange, No Way Home with Spider-Man. What other realm would John Jameson, Man-Wolf, Stargard?
Right now on Disney Plus. What if series is already doing that? So you could just easily add it now. Just say it.
Like the running shoe, just do it.
Just do it.
Woo! You guys have been great. We'll leave you with that one. We are not going to cast them because
it's already there.
It's already done. It's already done. The work has been done. It's just that we had to bring this character needs more light. So first of all, let's just say reach out to Marvel, MCU, say we want to see Man-Wolf. Then you reach out to Disney and say, hey, Disney, bring back Man-Wolf. Tell because Disney's the parent, Marvel's the child at this point. So tell your pickney to go and get back to work. Then someone needs to pick up the phone and call Daniel. And Daniel, I'm going to tag you in this. If you hear this, Daniel, you need to call your agent, to call Disney, to call Marvel, to say, look, you guys brought me in as a small role and I was in the Marvel universe, and that's kind of cool. But I could do a lot more because I've heard these two guys talking that my character has how many issues and how much stuff and how cool it is. And all I did was fly a spaceship and date MJ, and I didn't even get MJ at the end. Come on, son. Give me a job. So Daniel Gillies, you need to reach out.
Do it.
Just reach out. That's all I say, man. We backing you. You make it, they will come. I will show up. I'll be their front line. And if you get this job because of us over here at Iconis, you owe us an interview.
That's all. Just a small round.
We want an interview.
That's all.
That's it. We want an interview and a Man-Wolf t-shirt. Want some merch? But yeah. Okay. Done. Okay. Remember, we got your back, Daniel. Don't let them run away with you, man. That's some good money you can get in right now. Go and get that money. You come on. Wouldn't you want to see an action figure with your face on it, Daniel? Wouldn't you want to see an action figure with your face on it? You know what I mean? They can make a little statue with you in the armor with the human head, and then they can press a button and your human head goes in and the wolf head comes out, kind of thing. Right there, Daniel. That's it. You know what I mean? Or the little action figure, and then you press it and it says something in your voice. Head flip. Come on.
Head flip over like He-Man used to do. That's all.
Come on. Mattel, Kenner. Come on, son. Once again, you guys have been great, man. This is awesome. Thank you for coming in and tuning in once again and supporting us. And remember, please like, subscribe, share, tell the people. This ain't a secret. We want everyone to know. We want Iconis to take over and be up there. So when you see the videos, click likes, click subscribe, please share it. When you see this drop on Spotify and iTunes, or even go right to our direct page, right to iconis.podbeam.com. Do it. Just download it. Come on, get those numbers up there for us and keep us going. This is a passion project. So Rod, look, I know I've been running my mouth a lot. Any last thoughts or words on this, Rod?
Listen, all I'm going to say is, Daniel, Go get your money, man. Get your stack, man. Go get it. Go get it. And with that saying, Marvel, Disney, all those who have the power to move things around, let's get this going. Because you're going to see that you can now have the ability. If people are interested and feeling a vibe for Morbius, if people are interested and feeling a vibe for like Venom, that type of mystical type of like, you know, it's the modern days of the wolf pack kind of scenario.
The anti-hero wolf pack. I like that.
Thank you. Man Wolf can easily open up a door and just walk right in, easily. So for those who are doing this, make sure you just follow us again. Like, tell your people, tell your friends. As Barry said, you know what? To me, this is a great subject that we brought up, and I'm happy that we actually had the opportunity to bring it to you, and you guys were able to hear and just hear the passion we have about Man Wolf. And just putting them up there. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. So once again, thank you for your wonderful time. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Love me tender. Right on. Look, once again, this is the Iconis podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. And you all know that the videos drop on Tuesdays. The audio drops on the Wednesdays. And why on Wednesday? Because Wednesday is comic book day, and Tuesday is when the new videos or DVDs come out, usually at Best Buy or online or whatever the case be. So that's how it goes. We're keeping in line with all of that kind of madness. Please, once again, subscribe us. We love it. If you've got any comments, let us know. Send us some messages. We're always up to reading that and you replying, and we do reply. So on that note, this whole world we talk about was created, with a piece of paper, a pencil, and imagination. Keep on dreaming.
Dream on, dream on. Oh, dream on.
Who let the dogs out?
Oh my gosh, this is wonderful.
Right.